Built native within Salesforce, Xvoyant is designed to help you identify individual coaching opportunities for each of your team members. Through our tool, you will be able to see your team members' sales process and create a relevant coaching plan to help each rep level up and move the sales needle.
And I can tell you, something we've learned after implementing Xvoyant with our clients is that relevant coaching leads to strong process.
And that same strong process will predict great outcomes as well. Throughout the training today, you'll hear us talk a lot about this. So let's get started. Today, we're going to be covering the Team tab, the Scorecard, and the Coaching tab. Towards the end of this training, you'll hear a little bit more about our CX process, and we'll also share some best practices. In the Scorecard, you'll find sales information about each of your sales representatives. What I want to cover today is the general health area. You'll notice here that for this specific sales rep, which we selected David Goldberg, he has a general health score of 84. This general health score comes from 3 different areas: your progress to goal, your process, and your coachability. First, let's talk about progress to goal. Progress to goal shows your rep's progress according to their production goal as of today. The process looks at 3 different areas. The first one is number of opportunities. Do you have enough opportunities to accomplish your goal? The second area is deal size. Are the opportunities and the deal size inside of them worth enough money to get you to your goal? And the last part is velocity. How fast are they moving deals through the sales stages from the moment they meet a customer to the moment a deal is closed? The third area, coachability, is based on your rep's willingness to meet your coaching goals. In the performance metrics table, you'll find year-to-date actuals, year-to-date target, fiscal year target, and previous year actuals. First, let's talk about year-to-date actuals. In year-to-date actuals, you will be able to see how many opportunities this rep started this year. In this case, this rep started 18 opportunities this year. You'll also be able to see the value of those opportunities, which is $7.6 million. In year-to-date actuals, you'll have access to how many deals they've won this year, which for this rep is 9, and the amount of those deals, $5.4 million. In year-to-date target, we look at your rep's process towards their goal by the end of the year. And so we're saying that this rep, to be tracking towards their goal by the end of the year, at this moment of the year, they should be at 3.8 million. They should have closed 6 opportunities. They should have started 8 opportunities worth 4.4 million. So we can see here that their year-to-date actuals for this specific rep are better than the year-to-date target. Lastly, we look at fiscal year target, which simply shows you your goal by the end of the year, according to your process and win rate, how many opportunities it would take you to get to your goal, and how many opportunities you should start, and the value of those opportunities in order for you to be at that final goal by the end of the year.
The next area we're going to cover is the skill wheel analysis. These 2 quads give you a visual representation of each individual rep. In the process versus outcomes quad, we look at today's goal amount, this horizontal line, and your process goal. Okay, that's the vertical line. We see that this rep is plotting above the vertical line, so that means he's met his production goal as of today, but he's also plotting to the right of the process line. So he's plotting an earned. That means he has enough deals in his pipeline, he moves those deals fast enough, and he has enough money in his pipeline to continue to hit goal. That's why he's an earned. If he hadn't quite hit his goal, but he had this full pipeline, he would be plotting down here in patient. And patient says, I have a pipeline. As soon as I start closing deals, I'm going to start hitting goal. If he did not have pipeline to hit goal and he wasn't hitting goal, he would be down and deserved. And if he hit goal but didn't have pipeline to continue, he would be up here and lucky. The other quad, willingness to change, is based again on production goal. This $3.8 million is this horizontal line. He's above it. But this time, left to right movement is based on willingness to meet coaching goals. So this particular rep is a star. He's met more of his coaching goals than he hasn't. He's also above production goal. If he hadn't quite hit production goal, but he was doing everything his coach asked him to do, he'd be down here in future. If he'd hit production goal, but wasn't following coaching goals, he'd be an independent. And if he's not hitting production goal and he's not doing what his coach asked him to do, he would be plotting here in toxic.
The pipeline health was designed to give you a quick view at all of the opportunities that your sales representatives might be working on. Here you'll be able to see the current month's forecast for that sales representative, the current quarter forecast, and the current year forecast as well, according to all the deals they have in all their sales stages and their process. First, you'll be able to see each stage inside of your company. You'll be able to see how many opportunities they have at each stage and how much money is at each stage as well. The next three things, you'll be able to see percentage of advancement, which means the likelihood that they will advance a deal from one stage to the next. In this example, we see here that if when something gets to the qualified stage, this rep is 100% likely to move that forward to the need analysis or any other stage. But we see that when he gets something into the needs analysis stage, 33% of the time those deals will move forward. You'll next see current and average days at each stage. The first number will be current days at each stage, and the second number will be average days at each stage. And so what this is meant to do for you is meant to show you how fresh your pipeline really is in your sales process. The last thing you'll be able to see in the pipeline health is your win rate at each stage. And so we see here that when this rep gets deals inside of the qualification stage, there's a 50% chance that he will win those deals at the end of the entire sales process. And when he gets something into the negotiation or review stage, 57% of times he's going to win those deals at the end of the sales process as well.
Now let's cover the team analysis table. Team analysis allows you to pull this particular rep out and compare him or her against the averages of the rest of the team. I see David here is a star because I see this green dot next to stars. The first thing I can see here is average starts per month, and I can compare David's 2.7 starts per month to the rest of the team. I notice that these boxes are red, and what that tells me really quickly is that David is starting fewer deals per month than the average of all of these segments. The next line down is average deal size. I can look at David's average deal size over the last 365 days versus this fiscal year, so since January 1st. I can see his win rate. And the interesting thing about win rate is we show two numbers here. We show number of deals over dollar amount of deals. This tells me that David wins 76.9% of the deals in his pipeline for 86.1% of the money. So he wins the deals that are on the little bit bigger side in his pipeline. This gives me a way to identify if there's some coaching opportunity on helping David win bigger deals. The next line shows me velocity, and I see David's velocity is 22 days. I can quickly identify he's moving deals faster than anybody else on the team. Performance and pipeline metrics simply show us what's there. David has 5 deals in his pipeline worth $375,000. This year he started 18 deals worth $7.6 million, and he's won 9 deals worth $5.4 million. And again, you can compare to the rest of the team. The final thing we're going to explore in the scorecard is where do we go from here? This calculator just gives you a way to visualize your coaching goals with your team. Once you've reviewed your team member scorecard and identified the coaching opportunities, here's where you put them into practice. Here's where you say, if we up your average starts per month by 4, here's what happens to your dot. Here's where you plot. Here's where you plot on sales distribution. This just gives you a way to visualize where you are now and where you're going to be once you've implemented these relevant coaching goals.